Hello guys and welcome to AWS S3 class, and in this video we will take a look how to upload a large file into the parts. And S3 allow us to upload a large file into the multi-part options, and we are going to take a look how we can achieve achieve it. So if I talk about little bit what the S3 multi-part is, so Amazon S introduce a multi-part upload which allow us to faster and more flexible uploads into Amazon S3. And multi-part upload basically allows you to upload a single objects as a set of parts. Let's say if you have a file of 1 GB, and there is no options to uploads into the parts, then you will use, and you have to use the multi-part uploads to upload it faster and flexible. So that's after all, parts of your objects are uploaded and into S3 and then presents the data as a single objects. So with this feature you can create even the parallel uploads, pause and resume an object upload, and begin uploads before you know the total object size. So a multi-part upload basically is an API which enables us to upload large objects into the parts, and you can use this API to upload your new large objects or make a copy of an existing objects. So there are three process in uploading the multi-part. So first is the initiating. You initiate the uploads, you upload the object parts, and after you have uploaded all the parts you complete the multi-part upload. Upon receiving the complete multi-part upload request, Amazon S3 they construct the objects from the uploaded parts, and you can then access the object just as you would any other objects into your bucket. Okay, so that's how you can do it. First is the multi-part upload initiations, then parts uploaded, and then uh, third and last part is the multi-part upload completions. So when you complete a multi-part upload, Amazon S3 creates an objects by concatenating the parts in ascending order based on the part number. And if an object metadata was provided in the initiate multi-part upload request, then S3 associate that metadata with the objects. And after a successful complete request, the parts no longer exist, and your complete multi-part upload request must include the upload ID and a list of both part numbers and corresponding e tag values. Okay, so let's take a look how we can do it into this lab. So to achieve this task, first what we will do, you have to log in into your AWS management console. Then we will create a S3 bucket. If you have already created any S3 bucket, that's fine. Then we will create an S3 EC2 instance, and then we will log into our SSH into our EC2 instance with the help of SSH. Then we will create a directory, and in that particular directory we will move a large file into the created directory on our EC2 instance. Then we will copy a file from S3 to the EC2 instance and split the file into the many parts. Then we will initiate the multi-part upload and upload the individual parts, and and then we will combine, the S3 will combine the individual parts to a single file, and then we can see it as a single objects into our S3 bucket instead of into the parts. So I have already logged in into AWS Management Console. You have also need to log in into AWS Management Console to complete this exercise. If you are just following me, just log in into your AWS Management Console, and let's hit this service button. And under service, then you have to go to security, identity, and compliance. You need to go to IAM because we have to create a IAM role first. So let's wait, and on the right left side just hit roles and then hit create role. And create role sections, what you have to do, you have to select this common use case. We are going to create this role for our EC2 instance, and click on EC2 instance, then go to here. You can search your Amazon S3 predefined policy, and we are going to search S3 full access and select them, then go to next tag, and we are applying the tag here. Let's say the name would be my EC2 hyphen S3, and then let's just say full access. As we are applying the full access, then click on next on review. Here you need to enter your role name EC2 Then I'm going to EC2 and S3 role. You can enter any role name here. If you just want to edit these role descriptions, so you can do it. I'm just leaving it defaults. I'm not going to enter anything in the role descriptions, and then hit create role. So as you can see, EC2 S3 role has been created, which we have created just now. However, there is no activity here with this role. And our next step is to create our S3 bucket. You can, if you have already selected, I mean, if you have accessed the S3, whatever services you have accessed recently, you can find all the recently accessed service into the history list. So either you can select this S3 from your history, or you can go to storage and hit them to S3. And we have to create a bucket if not created. So though I have created already into my last videos when I have show you how to create the cross region replication. So this is my one bucket into the North Virginia, and that one is into it's created into my Mumbai region. So I have configured the cross region replication between both buckets. So let's take a let's just let me show you how you can create the buckets. So I won't create the buckets because I do have already created the buckets. And let me just hit the create button, and now you need to put the bucket name. Let's see, multi-part upload lab 2020. I don't know whether this bucket name is available or not, so it will tell us whether it's, oh my god, okay, that's great. So we have the bucket name available, and then you can leave all the options as defaults. You don't no need to make any changes here, not CloudWatch, not versioning for this activity. And then you need to hit the next, and here you need to just unblock all the access here. Yeah, I acknowledge, just unblock this public access, then hit next, and then you can review and create bucket here. Though I'm not going to create, I'm just canceling it into this video because I already have my two buckets available into my accounts. You can create up to 100 buckets at into your AWS console. Though it's not the hard limit, it's the soft limit. If you need to create them more than 100 buckets into your AWS accounts, then you need to put the request into your AWS support with the AWS support team, and they will help you to create more than 100 buckets into your AWS account. Okay, so we have created the buckets. Let's say we have already, now we have created the buckets, and we have already created a role. Now our task is to create the EC2 instance, and you need to go to services, go to compute, and then you need to hit them EC2 button here. That's going to open a going to open a console for EC2. So you can see here, I don't have any running instance 0, dedicated host 0, everything is 000. I do have only one security groups. That's the by default. If you have if you are accessing this console, the EC2 console first time, your windows should look like exact same as my console. Is it okay? So let's go to, now here you need to go to launch instance here to get started. Launch an EC2 instance, which is a virtual server into the cloud. So don't get confused with EC2. EC2 is a virtual server which is hosted into the AWS cloud. You need to hit the launch instance, then select no launch instance. Here I'm going to select the first free tier AMI here, which is available into your you can see, if you just go to the free tier only, just select this option, the free tier, you can see the same free tier is eligible, and you need to select it here. That's, I'm going to select it, then leave these options default, configure instance details. You need to go to here, and here number of instance, I need to create only the one instance here. That's fine. I'm not going to purchase the request spot instance. We will cover it what it is into our next videos. And then you need to select your VPC. That's the default VPC. We are going to cover what the VPC is, what the subnet is into our next videos. So you need to select one thing which we have created just few seconds back. That's the IAM role. Rest other things you don't need to be worried in this. in this lab. Okay, so you need to just go to here IAM role. You will find out the IAM role, whatever role you have created, or it's just showing the one role because we have only one role right now into my management console, and that's why. Otherwise you can in your drop down list here you can find the multiple IAM role as well. It's not just limited to the one role. If it's not showing here, it's because we don't have the uh, more than one role into our AWS account. Alright, so let's go to here and click on next storage, add storage here. That's the default one. I'm not going to touch it anything else. And then and let me go to previous and you need to do one more thing here except this IAM role. You need to enter a go to the advanced details here. Okay, and into the advanced details what you have to do, you have to put a the bootstrap script here. I will provide you this script into the descriptions of the video. And here once you enter it into your user data as text, okay, then you need to enter this bootstrap scripts. This is basically use you can use the bootstrap script into your AWS to launch it during at the instance launch time. So it's going to launch when you will launch and start your instance. That's this script is going to execute, and it's going to create a directory. That's the tech hunt, and that's directly going to be create. Okay, and now you need to next hit the next add storage. That's fine, we are leaving it default whatever it is. Then go to add tag is name and the value you can say it multipart underscore is server. And then leave this as checked. There's the instance and the volume. Then you need to hit this configure security groups, hit it out. And then here this is going to ask you the new security groups or you are going to create a if you do have the all security groups or the existing security group, you can use them. And I'm going to show you how you can create them to create a new security group. That's let's say the name is multipart so security group. And if I just copy it, enter into the my descriptions as well, so I can say it that is my multi-part server SSH security group. Okay, that's my just the descriptions. I have added it. It's already default added SSH, and I'm going to source to anywhere. So it's going to I can telnet the source from anywhere. And then apart from that we don't need to make any changes. If you just want to add another role, let's say ICMP role or HTTP role or any other role, then you can hit this add rules and you can create add the multiple roles at the same times here, or you can even add these roles later. So I'm just going it to leave it as defaults. You need to hit this review and launch button here. That's the blue icon. And then improve your instance security. That's fine, you just need to ignore it. That's just a warning. That's going to review, giving you the options to review your instance before launching it. And you need to just click on launch. That's it's going to uh, tell you that you need to either use the key pair, because we have created, we have selected the Linux instance. So that's we are going to download our new key pair. So that's required to log in into your SSH console. So I'm just going it to put the name as multipart, because we are going to do the multipart uh, uh, labs. And then you need to click on download key pair and you just put it somewhere else. So I'm just putting this multipart underscore server hyphen key into one of my folder and just save it and hit launch button. Launch instance is going to launch your instance, and you can see your launch instance. If you just want to see the launch instance, hit this, just scroll down and see launch view instance here. And you can see it your instance in the pending state, and it's going to be into the running instance in couple of seconds. It won't take too much times to be. That's the beauty of the AWS cloud computing. Your new server will be ready in few seconds, you see. Just in couple of seconds you can find your new brand server will be ready for use. So that's how it's going to be reduce your timing and how efficiently you can work on AWS cloud. Okay, so we have what we have created so far. We have created IAM role, we have created S3 bucket, we have created EC2 instance. That's enough for this lab to create all the resource. These are only the resource required to complete this lab, and that's fine. And now we will move with multipart. So since I'm using my Windows operating system, what you need to do, you need to open your putty. That's I already installed. If you haven't installed it, just install it, and you need to go to the putty gen generator and you hit it, and then go to load. And you need to what do you need, why we need it, because we need to convert our .pem file into the .ppk file. And let's go to here, we have already downloaded it, this multipart server key here, and you need to select it, and that's going, you will get this message here. That's fine, it's perfectly fine, you don't need to worry about it. Why, what is this? Because that's what we wanted through this putty generator file. Just hit on OK. And what you need to go, you just need to click on save the private key. Are you sure want to save this key without a passphrase to protect it? Yes man, don't worry, I'm going to protect it. Okay, so what you need to put the name here, let's go to, I'm just going to save the same with the same name, multipart server key, because that's the, it's not the .pem, that's .ppk. Okay, let me just change it, my mind change, I'm just going to it multipart server. So to make some difference, I'm going to save it .ppk. So that's the uh, whole use of this putty key generator only. We are not going to use it later now, because you have to use, you are going to use this tool only during to convert your .pem file into .ppk file. Let's close it and let's open your putty now. So that's the putty here, and that's how we need to you know connect your host instance with the putty. Yeah, and what you need to go do, just go to SSH here, then authentication here, then you need to insert your multi-server multi-part this file here, you need to enter it here, then go to session, you need to enter your server public IP address, and you can find it. Let me just scroll up a little bit. So this is my instance public IP address. You need to copy this public IP address here, put it here. I think it's not completely copied. Hmm. That's always it's always happened with me. Okay, then just that's the all that's the entire process. You need to connect your SSH with your EC2 instance. Just enter your public IP address, go to authentications and enter and select import your .ppk file, then click on open. That's perfectly fine. It's not, it's just the security alerts, it's expected, and you need to just click on yes. And on your, now you are connected with your EC2 instance. What you need to do, just enter your username EC2 and hyphen user, that's the user, and hit enter. That's actually default username without a default user ID to log in into your Linux EC2 instance. And always you need to use this EC2 hyphen user. Okay, so if you are using the Ubuntu Linux machine, then you need to select you need to enter the Ubuntu instead of EC2 user. All right, so that's we are connected with our EC2 instance now. That's the, you can see the private IP address 172.31.51 and 247 we have connected with our EC2 instance private IP address. That's great. Okay, now let's change the user, sudo hyphen -s. We are going into the super user. So now we have changed from EC2 users to our root user. That's fine. Let's see our ls. So that's the tech count. That's how it's come. You, if you just remember, we have enter one bootstrap file when we were creating the EC2 instance, right? So we have entered one script during our EC2 instance creation process. So that's bootstrap script going to create that tech hunt directories. It's the file. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. Okay, now let's go to and change it tech hunt, and that's fine. Click. So now we need to see this, the property details for this. So this is, you can see the total size of 145800, and this is the file video.mp4. Okay, so we will use the multi-part features to upload this file, this 145800. It's around something around 140 plus MB into the size. So our next step is to split the original file into the chunks. So we are going to split it. Just forgive me if I just because I'm not a good into the Linux thing. Okay, so I'm just going to show you how you can use them into the Linux with the Linux EC2 instance. So let's split hyphen b. B means the number of bytes of your chunk files. That's the B, and we are going to say the 40 MB. And what's the file name is? That's the video mp4. That's my video name for the file name. And now I'm just going to hit enter. Hopefully it's going to uh, split the file. Let's go to, now let's see whether it's created, I mean it's splitted the file into 40 MB or not. Okay, so that's, you can see it now. It's created into 40 MB, 40 MB, 40 MB, and so the file was, if you can see it here, that was almost around 143 MB file. 40, 40, 40, 120, and 23 MB. That's the 143 MB total file, and three files, first three files is 40 MB, and then the remaining part into our last chunk. So okay, so here you can see the XAA, XAB, XAC, and XAD. That's the sequence. So you can see it. It's basically how it's going to provide you the information of your chunked file when it's chunked by your EC2 instance. So it's depend because it's created only the four files here. It's not the limited only with the four files. It's depend if I just selected here only the 20 MB, that's it's going to, it's going to create 8 files here, 20 20 20 each, and then last file is 3 MB only. So it's depend how what was the size of your original file, and the byte value you are going to specify here. So it's depend, this chunk file is depend basically on this number and on this number. All right guys, so we have now we have chunk our we have split it our files, and now let's create the multi-part upload now. There is a syntax for I will provide you the syntax of also what's the syntax is required to enter here. What's the syntax is you are going to use to create a multi-part upload into your S3 bucket. So AWS first, there's the AWS, then you are going to use your S3 API. There's the S3 API, then it's saying the just create the multi-part upload. Okay, it's going to create the multi-part upload, and then go to next, I mean sorry, the hyphen, and then double hyphen, basically not the single bucket, and then you need to go back to your S3. You need to enter your S3 bucket here. So I'm just going to use that tag hunt bucket here. Sorry. And then after this bucket, you need to enter the bucket name, tag hunt 2020, and then hyphen final space, and then you need to go to say sorry, double hyphen here also key. And what's the key? That is my mp4. That's for my mp4. You can just review before executing this script here. Let me just full screen. So it's going to AWS S3 API. You create my multi-part upload where the bucket name is tag hunt, that hyphen final. Oh, sorry, that's not, sorry. I mean, not the final, that's hyphen key. I need to just erase it. I'm just going to it. Uh, okay, and now hyphen key, then video.mp4. Okay, that's the whole syntax. As AWS S3 API, create multi-part upload hyphen bucket, then bucket name, then hyphen key, and your video.mp4, whatever the file name you are going to use it here, and then hit enter. So it's created earlier. I think there was some typo, and now it's have created this multi-part upload. And what you need to do, just need to copy this upload ID. I would suggest you just copy it completely and into sorry, not here, just complete copy it somewhere else, for so that we can use this upload ID into our into the next time. So now what we need to do, now we need to upload the file chunks one by one, what the file we have created it here. So we are going to upload these files one by one into my bucket. Let me just show you here. I do have only one file here into s3 dot, that's the only the s3 png file. Then let's go to here, and we are going to, I'm not going to select this one actually, just I'll just cancel it because it's just using the copied, I just copied there. And next what you need to do, just upload the file. So the syntax would be AWS S3 API, and then upload hyphen part. If you just want to see it here, you can see it here also. Let me just copy it, and I am going to use it. Upload part. So I'm just copy paste because it's going to reduce your typo mistake. And then you need to enter your bucket name. My bucket name is tech hunt 2020 hyphen key, and your video dot your file name which you are going to use them. And then you need to enter the part number, part hyphen number, part number one hyphen then body xx, what's the, sorry, let me see it here, that's the xaa hyphen upload hyphen id. Let me see if I can found it here. Okay, that's fine, no problem. Then just hyphen upload hyphen id. And then what you need to do, just we have copied this upload id here, and I've just put it into my notepad plus plus. You can do it same, and then copy them only as your file name and upload id here. I just tag name here. Okay, so sorry, your upload id here, I put it here, and then hit enter. I did again the typo mistake in the syntax. Just keep in mind, if the syntax going wrong, that's it's not going to be work. So what I did, I don't have any space between part one and hyphen hyphen body. You can see it here. There is no space. That's the only issue. That why it's saying I don't know what you are going to do. So you just make sure, and then in that now what you need to do, just copy this e tag here, and I'm just putting it into my notepad plus plus one for later use. So we have already uploaded one part. Now let's go to AB, AC and AD. I'm going to use the same syntax here, but except one thing. uh, let's just go to here, and our value was, second value was B, and which part number we are going to use, I mean the upload, that's our second part of the file. Okay, and you need to just, it should be work now. This time I do have space and everything. Let's see. Perfect. So it's uploaded my second part also. I am going to copy it again and just pasting it, part number 2, and so we can use it later. That's also my tag, and now it's very easy. You just need to repeat these steps uh, to upload all the file parts. You just need to replace only two things. That's one is into the body XAC, and the part number, which part number you are going to use, which part number you are uploading it. That's fine. Then hit enter. Okay, it's doing it very quickly. Let me copy it again, and my uh, part number 3, I'm going to copy it into my notepad plus plus again, and then hit uh, arrow up key to go to the previous command into your putty. Okay, let's just go to here. I think it's D, and that's the part number. Sorry, that's the part number 4. Just make sure XAD. I'm just going above. Yeah, XAD, XCD. Okay, and I'm just going to hit enter again. So I have uploaded all the 4 parts of my file, which we have split into 4 chunks. Part number, part number 4, and I have copied my all the e tags for all the files. Okay, so we have uploaded this file. Now let's move with, to create the multi-part JSON file. So now let's create my JSON file here. If let me nano list.json here. I'm just creating this file. Hit enter. Come on. Oh, sorry. Again, type a mistake. That's not the nanny. It's that is the nano. And here, as I mentioned just few seconds back, that copy your e tag into your notepad or notepad plus plus. So we are going to use that e tag into the JSON file, and we are putting the codes into this file, and then we will save it, and we will take a look how it's going to work. So I will share you the file into the video description, so you can download them and just replace the e tag with your part e tag number, and then put it here. Okay, so let me just replace my new number, my e tag number here. That's I'm going to just replacing it. Okay, I'm just replacing my e tag number. Let me just bring it down, bring it here, and that's my e tag. uh, you can just copy it here, and video 3, just 3, part number 3, I'm going to use them 3, 3 and then 4. So this is the JSON file which we are going to copy it into our the putty and into the JSON file. You just what you need to do, that's the part number one, part number three, part number four, part number four. And if you have the other part as well, you just need to do what you have to do, just go to here, copy this and just enter here below this part 4, then part 5, part 6. You can do it as many as part you have. It's not the limitations here. So I've just replaced, I have, let me just verify it once. I have one, two, three, four. I think I did just one silly mistake. I need to do it here and then go to here, and I'm just putting it here. EC2 5 6, this one, and all are good. We take 1 2 3 4 7 0. Okay, so we I have replaced this file, and let me just move it into the other screen, and I'm just copy it into my clipboard and then just save it here. And just you need to do Control and X, going to save this file. Okay, and then press yes. I'm just want to file name written to, write yes and enter. Okay, so we have completed this file also, this nano list.json. We have entered our code into this file list.json. Now we have uploaded the file, we have split the file, we have uploaded the file, and now the last task of this lab is to complete the multi-part upload. So we are going to chunk together to join all the chunks together. So I will provide you the syntax for them also, so you can download it, that complete part load, part upload, uh, the syntax from the video descriptions. And you need to just do one thing, just replace your the file name and you upload ID and the bucket name. I'm just going to replace it, tag hunt. I have replaced it, and I'm just going to replace my upload ID. Okay, and I think that it is only, that's very quiet. I'm just copying it, I'm just putting it here. Hope I don't know, but I'm just hoping this time there is no type of mistake. So let's see what it's going to do. It's just going to complete multi-part uploads, and the multi-part uploads, now my file name is whatever file name you are going to use, just make sure that the same file name is here. Then your bucket name, that's my good. I just found one more mistake, man. Sorry. Let me just go to Excel. That's not my complete bucket name I have entered here. That's the tech and 2020. Otherwise we are going to get another is error in this step also. So let's hit enter. Let's verify whether I'm entering the correct or not. So I've got again the error, it's saying a man, when calling these operations, this complete multi-part uploads, it's saying the specified bucket does not exist, that doesn't exist into S3. So why it doesn't exist is exists actually, but I just put it into that's the capital letter, that's T into the uppercase, but it should be like that way. And it's completed. Now it's have completed my, the version ID and everything. If you can see it here, I have completed my all the parts here. So let me just copy it here, and it's not required now because we have completed our operations, and but I'm just copying it into my notepad. That's good. And I hope we can see the this file into our S3 bucket. So let's go to the management console of AWS. So now let's go to here. I just switch to my AWS console here. Just go and and you can see it. All right, so it's had been uploaded this file. You can see the size of this file and September 2020 this and 142.4 MB file, and you cannot see this file into the chunks, whether rather you can see it into as a complete file here. Okay guys, so I believe this video going to help you a lot to understand how you can use the uh, upload the file, the large file, into the multi-part uploads. What's the process you have to follow, and the commands. I'm just sharing all the queries and the commands into the video description for your help. Thank you guys, take care, bye bye.